Catus, Maximus here, this time with a half-inch drive 84900 Hornet USA. Never heard of this brand before. Not sure if they're independent or they were an off-brand by somebody. Man, there has been a lot of different brands of round-head ratchets made in the United States over the decades. That's for sure. So we have this Hornet. I've actually checked that reverse lever is steel, but it appears to be mild steel because it's kind of beat up. Do like the idea that they have it inset in an additional steel ring. You don't have to worry about any self-reversing issues. Really, like, quite a bit of protrusion on that ball detent. Really pretty strong. Not fine tooth, but it's not ridiculously coarse. Certainly sounds good enough. Feels pretty solid. And one thing I was noticing, besides the strong detent, is that it's actually really symmetrically grind. You can just see how even the thickness of that ring is all the way around. So when they ground this thing, you can also see how symmetrical it is this way. Really pretty nice grind on this ratchet. I'm quite surprised. I think it's pretty neat. The tri-wing's a little stiff to turn, but I'm suspecting this is going to be more of a standard SK style rocking pawl design, but we'll take a look inside here. We'll pop off the retention ring. Come on now. Sometimes, and this one's pretty stiff, sometimes these rings do want to cooperate and sometimes they don't. This one doesn't. Got that retention ring started, and this one is pretty stiff. Definitely a really strong spiral retention spring in there. Really pretty surprised about that. It was definitely greased at some point in its life. Certainly a greasy tool. We'll go ahead and pop it out. And indeed, nothing really to write home about. It's just a standard rocking pawl. Just an SK design. I guess the unique aspect to this is it's a symmetrical ratchet head or ratchet body, but what they've done is they've taken this steel ring to fill in the space so that the lock ring has a place to sit. So you can actually install the head either direction. Many times on these types of ratchets, the head can only go in one direction. And the handle is made so it's basically asymmetrical. You can only put the head in one way, but on this one you can actually flip it around and just move the ring from one side to the other. So I thought that's kind of interesting. Pretty chunky teeth in there, but I don't mind chunky teeth. Big chunky teeth will last longer and are less likely to slip. Overall, not a bad design, but I would have liked to have seen twin pawls in there to give it just a bit more strength and traction. But nonetheless, I won't complain that much either. At least it's a decent sized pawl, and never run into a Hornet ratchet before, and now we know a little bit more about it. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Till next time, Catus Maximus out.